Hi, this is Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're talking to a new ghost in the house. That's right, today we are talking to a little ghost called Leila. That's the name that she keeps giving me, and she keeps playing the song over and over and over, Leila, in my head for me. So either her name is really Leila or she's connected to a Leila. But she is young, so I would say like she's 3.5 to 4 years of age. I do feel like she passed away something lung related, and I do feel like there is a COVID aspect to that. So I do feel like she had something prior to having COVID, and then COVID was involved also. But little Leila loves to play with my Tesla coil behind me, and so if I knock on there, she can knock on it very quietly, and sometimes she will make it light up for me and sometimes she doesn't. But I wanted to talk to Leila, and she's talking about going to a really big hospital, and she shows me the sign of like Texas Children, so she's got to be somewhere close to Houston area, or one of the outlying areas, because they came to Texas Children, and she said she lived there for a long period of time. Not like she came to visit, she says she lived there for a long period of time. So something lung related made her live at Texas Children for a long period of time. And I do feel like she had several surgeries and her chest was cracked several times. So I do feel like it's something lung related. Leila has a younger brother, and he's an infant. She shows me playing with him in the crib as a ghost. So sometime last year or the year before, I feel like she passed away in October, and I'm not sure if it's October 2021 or October 2020, but she tells me she passed away in October, close to Halloween, or Halloween decorations were up and around. But I would also say that Leila comes in with this just sweet energy. She loves to play with her little brother. Like I said, he's got a big bald head and little wispy hairs. Kind of, they're brown like her, she tells me. And she is so sweet and so funny. She has her little girl attitude, and she has a sweetness about her, and she just has this zest for life. Although she didn't like going to the hospital or being there for a long period of time because it made her sick and it made her feel bad, kind of made, you know what I'm saying, like not feeling well for long periods of time. But she also tells me that she looks like her mommy, and her mommy had long brown hair, and she had long brown hair until she got sick, and then she kept trying to grow it out so she would look more like her mom again because she thought her mom was really pretty. Let's see, her dad is tall and thin, and I get the name Cody or something similar to Cody. It could be Jody, but Cody, I think, is what it is. So her dad's name is Cody, and her mom's name, Evelyn? I feel like it's Evelyn. And she talks, like I said, talks about coming into Texas Children quite often and then living there for a period of time. She didn't like her doctor, probably because he always had a lot of tests for her to do. Leila comes through with some very special messages for her dad, how much she loves him, and I feel like he's really struggling with a lot of guilt about not being around her more often, but he also had to pay the bills. His job is the one that paid the bills and the one that had the insurance, so no matter what, Dad had to go to work. And couldn't take off near as much time as Mom did, and being around. So he just has this great guilt about that, this great guilt about not being there more often, not being there to support, not being a part of what's going on. He did as much as he could, but it's one of those, he was also always kind of like consciously aware, like, I can't lose my job. My job is what pays the bills. My job is what takes care of this family. And I do feel like he traveled at work, or he worked for a period of time away and then he would come home and then he would be back on again. So I'm not sure what he did for a living. I almost feel like oil field worker, because he's almost like he's on for 3 days, he's off for 3, so he's here and he's there back and forth, and he has a lot of brown dirt or brown oil on his boots. I know. She does have a younger brother, and I get the name Kaylin or Kyle or something. I'm not sure what name she's saying, but she talks about like climbing in the crib with him, playing with him, like when he wakes up he's on his side, and she like lays next to him and talks to him and plays with him. He has some great abilities, he has this great energy, and he has a real sweetness about him. She does cry when I ask her about how she passed. I don't feel like she was ready to go. I don't think any of us are really kind of ready to go, but she really wasn't ready to go. And she just has this sadness about talking about how she passed. So I'm not pushing her in that area. I just wanted to kind of like, is there anything else you can tell me? She talks about going to pet a horse, and the horse had a white nose and a dark brown body. She talks about seeing her grandparents, and I kind of feel like they're dad's parents. And grandpa was kind of gruff and grumbly, but very sweet. And so she just has like a great personality and a great insight into all things her family. Like I said, I don't really felt like they were able to go on vacation anywhere or anything else. And I do feel like whatever she passed from is something either she was born with, or they found out shortly after she was born, like what illness or what disease or whatever it is that she had. And I thank you so much, Leila, for coming in and talking to me. And I thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight.